Before we dive in, please subscribe to my channel for more real-life stories like this, and share your thoughts in the comments. I really want to hear how you'd handle a situation like this. Thanksgiving had always been a minefield in our family. My brother, Alex, was Mom's golden child, smart, charming, effortlessly winning praise at every turn. I, on the other hand, had spent years feeling invisible, overlooked, like my accomplishments didn't even exist. And I had convinced myself that was fine until this year. It all started with a casual conversation over dessert. Mom was raving about Alex's promotion again, her eyes sparkling with pride. I smiled politely, trying to push down the bitterness that always bubbled up inside me. Alex leaned back in his chair, grinning, completely unaware of the storm brewing on my side. Later that evening, while Alex and Mom argued playfully over football scores, I checked my phone. A notification blinked, a message from my financial advisor. My bank account had reached $32 million. I stared at the numbers, almost laughing at the irony. Mom had never shown the same excitement for my successes as she did for Alex, but this felt like a secret power I could wield quietly. I decided to keep it to myself. Thanksgiving dinner continued, laughter and stories masking the tension I felt beneath the surface. But subtle signs started emerging almost immediately. Alex's small glances, the way his questions became sharper, his jokes a little too pointed. Something in his demeanor shifted, though I couldn't put my finger on it yet. Over the next few days, I noticed other things. He started, coincidentally, showing up at my office, asking questions about my investments, my lifestyle, my business. He always claimed it was curiosity or concern, but I felt the underlying envy, a shadow I hadn't expected. Even Mom started asking me subtle questions, ones that seemed innocent but carried a weight that made me uneasy. Then came the texts. At first, they were vague questions about my assets, offhand remarks about what I should do with my money. But gradually, they became more pointed, more urgent. One night, I caught Alex scrolling through my phone when he thought I wasn't looking. His face froze when I turned on the light, a mask of guilt mixed with something darker, entitlement. I confronted him the next day, trying to keep my voice steady. "Alex, what are you doing?" He stammered, then forced a laugh. "I was just checking something. Don't take it personally." I wanted to believe him. I wanted to let this slide, to pretend that family bonds could withstand envy and greed. But every memory suddenly felt tainted. The birthdays when Mom always favored him, the awards she celebrated for him, but barely acknowledged for me. And now, with this money, it was like a veil had lifted, revealing the raw truth of my family dynamics. One evening, Alex came over to talk. My gut told me this wasn't innocent. Sitting across from me, his eyes darted around nervously. I saw the account," he admitted quietly. "The $32 million. I felt my stomach drop, and," he swallowed hard, "and I just thought maybe we could do something together, like a family business. But I also thought maybe you're hiding it from Mom, from everyone." I could feel my blood boiling, tempered by a deep, sad understanding. "Alex, money doesn't make someone a better person. And hiding it from Mom? That's not for you to decide." He flinched, guilt and shame flashing in his eyes. "I didn't mean to." "I know," I interrupted softly. "I know, but the truth is, Mom's favoritism isn't something I can fix. And it's not fair for you or me to let money come between us like this." We sat in silence for a long time, the room heavy with unspoken words. It was the first moment I saw him not as a rival, but as a flawed human being struggling with envy and love all tangled together. And it was the first moment I realized how much I had been holding in for years. The bitterness, the resentment, the small moments that now stung like old wounds. By the time he left, we hadn't resolved everything, but there was a fragile understanding, a recognition that greed and jealousy could no longer control our bond. I realized that the power wasn't in the money. It was in clarity, in knowing my worth, in choosing to act with integrity even when others falter. Thanksgiving came and went, and life returned to its usual rhythm. Mom never found out about the account, and that's fine. I no longer needed her approval to validate my achievements. And Alex, he started to behave differently. There were still tensions, but also a quiet respect, the kind that comes from surviving the unspoken storms of family life. I've learned that wealth can expose truths you've tried to ignore, that favoritism can leave scars deeper than any financial imbalance. But I've also learned that self-respect and honesty toward yourself and others are far more valuable than any amount of money. Looking back, I'm grateful for the heartbreak, for the subtle betrayals, for the moments that forced me to confront my family and myself. Because in the end, Thanksgiving wasn't about money or favoritism. It was about understanding, about navigating complexities of love and envy, and about choosing who you want to be in the face of it all. If this story moved you, please subscribe to my channel for more real-life, emotionally gripping stories, and leave a comment sharing your thoughts. Have you ever felt invisible in your family? Or discovered a secret that changed everything? I'd love to hear your experiences.